We are at the Wyatt Condominiums today, and today, which is the brand new Daniels condominium in the Regent Park redevelopment. And today we're joined by Dominic Tompa, who is the broker of record of City Life Real Estate, who is the in-house sales team for this entire Daniels, for all of Daniels and this entire Regent Park neighborhood. Dominic, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's a real pleasure.
So, Dominic, you guys have been in the unique situation where you yourself have been involved with every single condominium since the very, very first one in this neighborhood. Can you tell us a little bit about how far the neighborhood has come since then, how the sales have been and how the pickup has been, and just talk us through that process a little bit.
Absolutely. It's been a really amazing project, and really we need to go all the way back to its inception, back in our first condominium that we sold, which is One Cole Condominiums.
Yeah.
When we began this project, this was a community, it's 69 acres in the heart of downtown East, and the entire community was comprised of mainly low-rise 2-3-story walk-ups. Every building was part of the Toronto Community Housing rental buildings. Within the community, there was no commercial, there was no retail. The streets didn't flow through, so you had a sense of isolation to this community where it felt a little detached from the rest of the city. Our plan was, when we came in here and looked at the revitalization, we really wanted to integrate Regent Park into the rest of the downtown core. So we looked at what did we need to do to create this vibrant community that at this stage, we've done that. But one of the things that we did was we created through streets. So instead of having all the little dead-end streets that we had in Regent Park before, we created through streets that were very friendly to pedestrians, very friendly to be able to drive through. And that really opened it up with people coming through the community. We also recognized the importance of having places for people who live in this community to shop. So we hadn't had a bank in Regent Park in over 50 years, and now we have an RBC with its branch right here that went into the first building that on Cole Condominiums. We also put in Tim Hortons, which everyone wants within their community. We put in a grocery store. So we put a lot of infrastructure into creating what you need to have in a community beyond just where people live. So that was a really essential part of what we wanted to do. We also wanted to put in the base of amenities that you expect in a nice, vibrant community. So the city created the new 6-acre park with an indoor aquatic center, which was the first aquatic center built in Toronto, indoor aquatic center in over 20 years. We've got Daniels Spectrum, which is the Arts and Culture Center, with over 75,000 people a year now coming and attending events at the Arts and Culture Center. There's a brand new community center that's attached to Nelson Mandela Public School, which also went through a deep $11 million renovation. So you can see how all of this infrastructure has changed this community. Earlier this year, we opened up the new Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment Athletic Grounds that has just been an incredible opportunity for people in the community, outside of the community, to come and use the cricket pitch and the soccer field and the basketball courts, and there's an ice rink as well. So you can see how dramatically this community has changed. The other part of it was to integrate a typical mixed-use community where we have our condominium ownership buildings, and then we have some rental buildings. But what we've made sure that we've done is we've integrated them nicely using the same detailed architecture and quality of architecture, so that anyone coming through this community would never be able to tell what's a rental building, what's an ownership building. The first building, One Cole, dates back to 2009.
Yeah.
And at that time, when people were purchasing, they were purchasing based on this plan that we're talking about. Today, when you walk through this community and you just see all of the infrastructure that I talked about and just how different this community is from before, you don't have to come and look at any of our plans and our presentation centers, but just walk through the community and just see how exciting and dramatic the changes are to this community.
Was there a hesitation when you guys did One Cole?
Well, when we did One Cole, what we were selling was a plan. We were selling a promise of what we were going to do. What's different today is we can take you out for a walk around the community. You can see how active the park is. You can look at the athletic grounds. You can actually see just how this has turned out now. And really, at this stage of the revitalization, we're with the Wyatt condominium is the first condominium in phase 3 of a 5-phase revitalization. So at this stage of it, the promise has actually been realized.
So you mentioned it was a 69-acre redevelopment, and as far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong, that is one of the largest across North America of a downtown core revitalization.
You're absolutely right. So that 69 acres is the largest revitalization of a downtown core in North America that's ever been done. And I can really say that Regent Park now internationally is held as the gold standard of revitalization. We've won so many international awards for the type of revitalization we've done here and just how successful it's been.
So you think the success has been, obviously the residential is one component of it, but mixing in the public space and mixing in the commercial, all of that together is what has really set this revitalization apart from other areas that have...
You're absolutely correct. I believe the key to our success here is we didn't look at it just from one aspect.
Right.
What we did from a planning standpoint is thought of this as what makes a successful community? What are the various components of that successful community? And we stayed focused on creating all of those components,
Sure.
and not just on residential, not just on retail, but everything that someone who wants to live in a downtown core, what are the amenities they need?
Sure.
Where are they working? What is their transportation needs? We looked at it all as a complete picture, and I think, I'm proud to say I think we've done it very well.
Absolutely. Let's switch gears and talk a little bit about Daniels. One of the big successes of this area has been down to being backed by one of the best builders in the city. What do you think sets Daniels apart from all the other developers in the city?
Well, what has really led to Daniel's success? First of all, we've been in this business for 34 years. So we have a lot of experience in a lot of different communities across the GTA. Our focus has always been quality of construction, quality of service. One of the awards, and we've won a lot of awards for what we've done, but the one I'm most proud of is the Terry On Awards that we recently won High Rise Builder of the Year. I kind of jokingly refer to them as the People's Choice Awards because
Right.
it's actually the buyers of homes that are responding to Terry On and saying, we thought the construction quality was very good. We thought the after sales service was very good. We felt that warranty issues were handled very well. So this is something we've won. We're the 2016 High Rise Builder of the Year with Terry On, but we've won it multiple times, and it really speaks to the focus we have and how carefully we work right from sales office to delivery of your suite to after delivery, and making sure that you're satisfied with what we've created for you. So we're very happy with that. And the other area that we have just such deep talent in, and we've done across the GTA, is these master plan communities. I don't think that there's anyone else in North America who really has the talent and understanding of how to create a master plan community better than what Daniels can do. And we've done this here in Regent Park. We've done it up in North York with NY Towers. We've done it out at Square One in Mississauga. So this is something we have a lot of experience with.
You guys are doing it again down at the waterfront as well.
And we're doing it down at the waterfront right now, changing an entire city block and creating a whole new fantastic community.
Excellent. So let's talk specifically about the Wyatt condominiums. Why don't you give us the overall picture, how tall it is, how many suites, square footage, and all the basics.
Sure. So Wyatt condominiums will be a 27-story condominium residence, 342 suites in the building. You can see from a standpoint of location, it's right in the heart of where a lot of the amenities are. So it's right across, right back facing onto the new athletic grounds. You're very close to the Aquatic Centre and the community park. You're very close to the Daniel Spectrum, the Arts and Culture Center. So it's really, really nicely placed within the revitalization to close to everything that you'll want to be. In designing Wyatt, we recognized that with the revitalization, the buyers and the types of suites that people want have matured, and we now have a lot more families, for instance, living in Regent Park. And so we focused on creating a lot of fantastic family-sized suites and also family amenities. So we have a great kids zone in the Wyatt, which will have a party room, a craft room. So we recognize that when families want to move into a new home, that we also want to be able to create amenities that they'll be able to use, love, and bring friends over and enjoy.
I think that's really interesting, because I think that kind of family-oriented suites probably wouldn't have been possible 2 or 3 condominiums ago, and I think it really speaks to where Regent Park has gotten to today over the last few years.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole market here has really progressed since we talked about coal. From one coal to Wyatt, there's been a steady progression and a diversification of the type of people looking to buy here. So, as I mentioned, families, but there's also the luxury component of the market. We now have really unique penthouse suites here at Wyatt on the top floor of the building, with just incredible terraces and panoramic views of the city. We've created outdoor amenity spaces and suites that have really nice walkout spaces. So on the ground level on Wyatt Avenue, you have 3-bedroom suites with their own outdoor terrace area and barbecue hookups. So you really see this real diverse demographic of people buying into Regent Park it really speaks to the maturity of the marketplace.
For sure. I think one of the big turning points here was the townhomes that you released about a year ago.
The Sutton Collection.
Exactly.
Yes, and the Sutton Collection we released earlier this year, and there was a very limited collection of 9 freehold townhomes, and it was just unbelievable the amount of interest in these. We sold out in a day, and at a price of approximately $1.2 million.
Which is incredible for
so
this
it really speaks about the growth and the diversity of the demographic that's buying here.
So I want to talk a little bit about one of the incentives, I guess you could call it, that a lot of people are very excited about, and that's the 5% down payment. We sell condominiums across the city, and we almost never see a 5% down payment. So that's something that's very unique to Daniels. Is that something you can speak about?
You're absolutely right. In fact, I would venture to say you will never see this at a launch of the building.
Yeah, I would agree.
You will sometimes see 5% down when they're selling off the remaining few suites once the building is completed, but you won't see anywhere across the GTA a deposit program where right up front at a launch we're selling with 5% down. We do one even better and really make homeownership accessible by taking that 5% and creating a gradual deposit plan. So the way the gradual deposit plan works is you're giving us $3,500 when you come in to sign your agreement, and then just $1,000 a month until you hit your 5% or occupancy. What that does for accessibility to home ownership is someone who's qualified to purchase but doesn't have the whole down payment is actually able to purchase. So someone who may have been continuing to rent, trying to save up that down payment, now has this as an option and is able to purchase right now.
I think it's great because it also attracts the end user as well as the investor into this area as well. So.
Absolutely, and that's why here in Regent Park, at each of our condominiums, we have such a high percentage of people who are purchasing to move in as their principal residence.
Excellent. So, shift gears now a little bit and talk about this as an investment. Why would an investor choose the Wyatt, in your mind, to put down the money as a long-term growth?
There's 2 reasons.
Okay.
One, from a standpoint of just as an investment and rental income,
Yes.
this is a fantastic location that is now really a destination place for many people. So we've got a lot of young people who are coming in and renting here. They work downtown. They want to be close to the city. They love all the amenities that have been put in. There isn't any area in the city that's had this many new amenities put into it. So there's a lot attracting people to want to live here who may not be in a position yet to buy, so they're looking to rent here. So and as far as the walk score is into the 90s here. You've got easy access to transportation with TTC. If you're driving a car, you're right on the Don Valley, you're very close to the Gardner. So it's a great location within the city to get around. So it really attracts a very easy rental. But there's another factor here, and when you're talking long term, and as an investor, you want to be thinking not just how much you can get in an immediate return, but what's your long-term return if you invest in a neighborhood? Well, this is a neighborhood that's gone through a significant revitalization, and as I mentioned, this is why it is the first building in phase 3 of a 5-phase revitalization. So there's still a substantial portion that's still coming. So we've seen a dramatic increase in value and price per square foot from one coal to where we are today. On average, it's gone up almost $200 a square foot. So it's been a really incredible increase in value. And you can also see how once the rest of the revitalization is completed, just how much more it can go. Because we are still, at this stage, we are selling at a very attractive price per square foot in comparison to the rest of the city. But we're very quickly each year, with all the things that have we've done here, seeing the increase in prices and gaining on what the average price in the city is going at. So I think that from a long-term investment, you're going to see not just typical inflationary increases, but what you're going to see is the increase because the revitalization is coming to completion.
Yeah, we love it being involved in a master plan community. As it grows, you get that exponential growth that you don't see just in single towers. Final question. If they want to buy, what do they need to do?
Yes, Roy and Abbott are our platinum brokers, and as such, they have a special relationship with the Daniels Corporation. So it's important that if you are interested, you speak to Roy and Abbott about how you can secure a suite at our sale on October 29th, which is our first sale to the agent community.
Great. Thank you very much, Dominic. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.